Why are men painting their partners as if they are creatures under the bed? I even saw one, her skin was green. Is this interpretive?
I sponsored a child in Africa today. What? My boyfriend informed me that he has a baby. The baby is 5 months old in April.
No. Wherever this dilemma is going, the answer to your dilemmas is leave that man. Hello, sisters.
Hey, ladies.
Welcome to another episode of What Is This?
And screaming. Are we just going to rename TMS Hottakes to What Is This?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I like it.
There's something there, but it also means I can run away from doing the whole like intro song.
Yeah, you've been dodging for how many months?
Do you know somebody even commented? A couple of folks commented on the Spotify like comments like, Renee, we want the song.
We love accountability. We need a jingle, and for this, I contest that we should not change the name. Well, or you can make a jingle for What Is This?
Oh man.
Well,
but I feel like a jingle for TMS Hottakes would be funnier and funner to produce, you know?
So what do you want? Regardless,
we will put this up to a vote.
It's up to your lyrical ability.
It's up to the sisters. That even reminds me, there's a whole nother thing, topic I want to add to today. What? Producing diss tracks for your partner.
Oh, I saw that. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Petition to actually add that. That inspired me. We'll talk about it later, sisters. As you can see, I'm trying to distract from the fact that I
will never
have
forget.
a track to produce. So.
Yeah, I'll never forget. What date should we set on this?
Could we?
Time bound. Smart goals. SMART. Time bound. Maybe that's what we've been looking. Time-bound goals.
I need to be in a place where I feel like my mental health and like well-being is on par to be able to produce something that I think would be received well by the sisters. So I just need a bit more time to really like clarify and think about it.
Make it specific.
Constable Courtney in the cut. She said, "You ain't getting away with this one."
How much time do you need?
Let's revisit I think a good time would be 2028. Like, let's revisit.
That's how long it will take you to come
up. Let's revisit at a time. My hope is that by then you will have forgotten. But I know you won't. You even put it on the calendar.
You know what might be good? For you to perform it at TMS Live. It gives you such a long stretch of time. Your first public performance as a lyricist.
Do you know what this is giving me? What? Do you remember in South Africa when the girls were there putting together their jingle and their bop?
Oh, yeah.
And then you suggested. So for context, guys, South African ladies, stand up.
Yeah,
basically, we had the live show in South Africa, and obviously we were also doing a wonderful experience to South Africa with our wonderful partners, Sorted Chalet. However, the ladies that came with us on the experience also decided, they became so buddy-buddy that they actually produced a dance.
Yeah, they wanted to be the opening act for the live show.
For the live show. They performed it to us, and Courtney suggested, you guys would really be a great addition to the live show.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, they felt that similarly, they needed a bit more time. Yeah.
You know? See, one thing about me is if you say you want to do it, I'm going to push you to do it, you know, and I want to see it.
And she won't stop until you do it.
Exactly. So the girls that came with us to SA, I'll catch them somewhere.
Yeah, you have to.
I hope they've been practicing. But I see you every day. So
can't get away.
Absolutely not.
Well,
next time, don't even suggest it.
You know what?
Write it in your journal.
That's the sign of I'm gonna be talking about why this is paining me. The weight of responsibility, knowing that I have to produce an artistic masterpiece.
We just want a few seconds, Renee.
I'll do what I need to do, man.
No problem.
Yeah,
no problem. Just let me know if you want the original beat reverbed or slowed down
I
or
actually
fast.
despise it said reverb.
You never know. You might want a little bit of T-Pain in there.
Oh, yeah. Shout out T-Pain, man. Still one of the best concerts we ever went to.
Honestly, one of the best performers out there.
Honestly.
T-Pain. Tallahassee Pain.
When I found out his name was Tallahassee.
What's his real name?
Is it not?
Tallahassee is a city in Florida.
Guys, I don't know what's going on with like Renee right now. But like I just feel like I'm
It's
going through,
okay.
you know, stuff,
Hmm.
you know?
Do you want to unpack that?
Yeah,
Sure.
just a small bout of incompetence and incoherence.
You're not.
Small
You
bout,
are.
just a
Yeah.
tiny bout.
You want to know.
to about yeah, that's true.
Tallahassee.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You are from
Me,
the
that I was about
UK.
to say his name is Teddy.
It could. I don't know what his name is.
Child.
What's T-Pain's name?
Let's Google it.
I was literally about to say, hey Siri, what is T-Pain's government name? Fahim Rashid Najm.
Hey, yeah, we went to know.
Yeah. Oh,
We went to know.
that's interesting.
Wow,
Does he come from a Muslim background?
he might. It
think
sounds,
it like it.
does sound like it.
Oh, shout out to
Arabic
him.
name. So great name.
Tallahassee
Beautiful
Pain.
name. Yeah,
Very beautiful
Beautiful
name.
name. Shout
Oh.
out T-Pain.
100.
Well, sisters, there is some kind of semi-structure to this.
There
episode.
actually
we promise.
is.
We promise. In that, there's at least a couple of things that we need to announce, and then we can get into the notable, normal shenanigans that we get into. The first is TMS are having an event, and we are going to come and shake with us. That's right, active girlies, even girls that are not active. This is your opportunity to arise and shine. We are collaborating with the amazing and incredible Fourth, headed by Abimbola. Babes, shout out to you. She's the one that arose and shone and said, you guys need to get active because you've been saying it for a minute. And we are collaborating on a steps aerobics class in London. We will be hosting this on Saturday, the 27th of April. It will be in the afternoon. So you will have time in the morning to get yourself together and get your gym girly outfits, all that kind of stuff. And the most exciting thing about this is that we will be using all of the proceeds to donate to our wonderful project, Bright Future Academy.
The school we're building in Ghana, if you're new around
Just,
here.
in case you're new. Not going to assume
that
that you guys been around here. There's some new sisters that are around the curb kind of stopping by. So yes, proceeds will be going towards our efforts, fundraising for the school that we are building in Ghana. And come on down. It's going to be a great time. We are going to step, stay active, all that jazz, invest into our physical wellness
100%.
and all that wonderful stuff. And it's just a really great time to connect with community, connect with us. We will be there. We will be getting our sweat on too.
Yes, we will.
And it's bound to be a great time with the community. So please, tickets are now out and they are minuscule.
Yes, they literally came out today. Please grab yours. And shout out to Abimbola for starting this. She's actually a doctor, like a qualified doctor, went to school, studied, well learned.
So she went to school.
She's a DR. And she came to the live show 2 years ago and she was like, it gave her the inspiration she needed to actually start a business because she wasn't happy working in the NHS, which I know many of you can relate to. And so it's just beautiful to see what this has flourished into. And genuinely thank you for being an amazing part of the sisterhood and for wanting to bring this whole thing full circle and give back in some way. Like Renee mentioned, none of us are making any profits or any gains from this at all. We're just covering costs and then the rest is going to BFA. So shout out to Abimbola for sacrificing her time, but also bringing her amazing expertise into this. I know it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be fun.
No matter what your fitness level is, come through. It's all a great time. It's a great time together. And let us know what other events you'd like to see from us. Actually, we're really prioritizing smaller engagements and activations and like spending time with more of you. So what would you like to see? Who would you like to see us collaborate with? Maybe we should do a little, cooking kind of activation.
That would be so much fun.
We're doing a fitness one. Maybe what other things? We've done a sip and paint in New York.
We could do the whole bake-off thing.
Yeah, that's what came to my mind.
That would be so much fun.
Well, the possibilities are endless, as they say in the streets.
Come on now. Come and make a friend. Come and do a little bit of stepping. Get your steps
Those
in.
classes look so fun.
So much fun. And there's going to be a whole bunch of health-related treats afterwards as well.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times. Don't miss out. Like, don't actually miss out. It would be embarrassing. Don't embarrass yourself. No, genuinely don't.
Very interesting term.
Don't do that.
That's like a very interesting term.
No, Courtney, because I'm tired. Okay, I just want the girls to have a good time.
So do I. Feeling like a threat.
I'm enthusiastic.
I love it for you. I really do.
Thank you.
We appreciate
love
your
it for the
enthusiasm
girlies,
on the pod.
and I love it for the girlies too. That's why I want them outside.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come
It's
out.
giving gun to your
Yeah,
head.
it's
Come.
giving. If you don't come, I will come and find you.
Nah,
How
come
about
through,
that?
come through. It's gonna be a fun time.
Well, before we get crack-a-lacking into the fun of the episode, we do have a sister that is in need.
Ding, ding, ding.
Dilemma, and I must say it's really a serious dilemma.
Oh dear.
Yeah, serious. Hi sisters.
Okay, sweet.
I hope you are keeping well.
We are.
I am a 24-year-old Southern African girly who loves the community you have created.
Shout out to SA.
Please, honestly, because you guys stand up every time.
Endlessly.
Every time. Please keep it up and may God bless you abundantly.
You too.
So my dilemma, I've been dating my boyfriend for over a year and 2 months now.
Wonderful.
Since February 2023. A month, March ago, my boyfriend informed me that he has a baby. The baby is 5 months old in April.
No. Wherever this dilemma is going, the answer to your dilemmas is leave that man. Woo!
That'll do it for me. You ain't gotta worry about me no more.
Woo!
Well, the backstory that he told me. He and his baby mama met up and had a sneaky link moment sometime in January. The condom broke and she was sent money for the morning after pill.
No, the timeline. I'm trying to ascertain the timeline.
So they've been dating since February 2023.
Yeah.
But he had sex with his ex in January
Of that year.
2023, yeah.
Okay.
Their last interaction was on that day. So he says, we started dating early of February 2023. The baby mama contacted him last year, August, saying she's 7 months pregnant. And
Okay, so he didn't know.
his response to her was they will talk once the baby is born because he wants a DNA test. The baby is born early November 2023. DNA test is conducted and results came out early March.
Mm-hmm.
During this, he has been sending money for the baby. He's seen the baby a couple of times and I didn't know what was going on until after he got the DNA results.
Mm-hmm.
DNA results came back 99.99999%, meaning he's the father.
Conclusive.
Everything technically happened before we were exclusive, but
Yeah.
the timeline is just too close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to go about this. I'm in so much pain. I'm so angry and I'm hurt by all this. I feel so alone in this because his family and the baby mama don't know the dark, twisty side of the story. They're so happy for the new baby, but don't know someone is extremely hurt by this. I can't be happy for him because I'm hurt. His mother met her grandchild for the first time on Easter Sunday, and ever since then, I have just been so shattered. I cry more than I smile. I am so angry, and everyone involved gets to be happy and celebrate, but I cry in pain. I'm alone. No one gets my pain. No one can take it away. But if the baby mama feels overwhelmed with her new responsibility of a newborn, people can help her until she feels better. I don't have that. No one can take the overwhelming feeling away. I don't know how to go about this. I am not taking it well, and I don't know when it will get better. Sisters, what would you do if you were me? Warmest regards, a sister in need.
Ooh, okay, well. You take back my initial response. I responded in haste.
Yeah.
However, you asked if this was you, what would you do? So I'm gonna take it like that.
Right.
Very, very sorry that you went through this and you are going through this and that it's grieved you so much, because I think that kind of pain and heartbreak is it's just very difficult. It's very painful.
Yeah.
There may be feelings of like something has been taken from you, something you did not see this coming, and
Right.
rightfully so, it's kind of knocked you off your feet a bit. And so really, really sorry for the pain. I think if this was me, I would resolve a couple of things. One, this is not the end of the world. This is not the end of the world. And it's not worth losing like so many sleepless nights and stuff over. This is a very intricate situation in that there are so many nuances to it. One, when he came into this relationship with you, he did not know he was about to be a father. And so I think that's a huge thing of like, if you feel like the trust may have been damaged, or, how could this happen? You've got a whole child and you didn't tell me, but he also did not know. I don't know, did he tell you as soon as he found out? Did he tell you? Because I think that's a good sign of his integrity.
Yeah.
That, okay, as soon as I found out this information, I let you know because I knew this was going to affect you. I'm sure this is also a huge adjustment for him as well, becoming a father very much unknowingly, not having that much time to prepare. A child that was, you were told about this at 7 months, and so you only had 2 months to really wrap your head around it. Now you've only had maybe a month since you found out this child is actually yours, and now suddenly you're a father. I think that's a really big adjustment.
Yeah.
and a really hard adjustment to make for somebody. So my empathy also goes out to him. I think the thing that threw a spanner in the works is the actions of the child's mother. I don't think she went about things the right way. And that's very, very unfair. And if anything, your feelings of kind of your negative feelings, not that they're bad or invalid, but your negative feelings should be channeled towards her, because she's the one who's done something wrong here, given that everyone else is being honest about how these things went, the train of events and all of that.
Yeah.
I do think it's crazy that your boyfriend got in a relationship with you so soon after sleeping with this person. And it sounds like they were in a relationship for a while.
Yeah.
So that's in itself something to have a discussion about.
Yeah.
But what has resulted from that cannot be undone.
Yeah.
There is actually a child here. And this is not the child's fault. They did not ask to be here. This is a result of adult actions. So I think what I would do is resolve in my mind, do I want to be with this man? What is he deciding he wants to do in the life of the child? Is he deciding that he wants to be a present father, which I would hope he is? That means that I also have to be a present something, stepmother almost, and be involved to the degree we are all comfortable with, and I can ease myself into that position, especially if you see yourself being with this guy long term. I don't think you should throw the relationship away, but there are some really hard adult conversations that need to be had in regards to what does him being a father look like? What is the role of the mother's child in his life at this present moment? What is their relationship going to be like? And what is your participation in the life of this child also going to be? I do think there is something beautiful that could come out of this if you can accept that he has a child and he will always have a child. Even if you guys progress to something serious and long term for the future, like marriage and having your own kids, he will always have a child, and this child will always be a part of his family. And so you have to decide, do you want this child to be a part of your family and your world as well, which I think you could do, but it comes down to your personal choice and your personal commitment to that choice. I would say definitely don't catastrophize though. Like I said, something beautiful can come out of this. I think he also needs to be clear now on the boundaries he has with the father of his child. I think you seeing it as, oh, people don't know the dark and twisted side of this. I don't think it's as dark and twisted as you are. I'm not trying to invalidate your pain, but this is not like dark and twisted and there's been loads of betrayal and da-da-da. Like I said, the mother of the child has done some very questionable things, but I think reframe it a little bit in not seeing yourself as a victim. Right? You're not a victim in this situation. You're hurt, and your hurt is valid. Hear what I'm saying? But you are not a victim in this situation. Unfortunately, you're a bit of collateral damage. And I think you guys now need to work on strengthening your relationship, having a clear understanding of what you guys are going to do, not only within your relationship, but what the dynamic of his life is now going to look like and change, because how it's going to change because he now has a child. And just being on the same page, having a united front, talking through any awkward feelings of like distrust or deception or anger or whatever, heartbreak, really talking through that, maybe getting some counseling if you both can as well, because this is quite complex and nuanced. And yeah, just deciding, is this the future you want?
Yeah, this is it.
Is this the future you want?
I think that was a very measured response, Courtney.
I try. It's
measured
a sensitive situation.
It is. And I definitely agree that it's tough. It is actually a really, really tough situation that you have been placed in, and it's not your fault. And it is very easy for you to catastrophize. It is a lot to deal with. And I think given that you're actually very young as well, it can feel like, oh my goodness, the whole world has come to a stop or come to an end, because you found yourself in a situation where you might effectively be somebody's stepmother or step-parent, or in some capacity involved in a child's life, which has unfortunately and out of no fault of their own caused a bit of a kerfuffle in you guys' life. Take your time, step back a little bit, because I think right now everything feels very, very close. I love that you emphasized with her boyfriend, because it's tea for tat. He does sound like a relatively integral person from what you have described to us. Obviously, we don't know like if you are feeling like there's any kind of deception there or things are not adding up, you need to take that to your boyfriend, point blank period, and have that conversation as to, okay, so the timelines felt a really really, really close to comfort. And also find out and quantify when you found out that information as well. So when you entered into this relationship with him, were you fully aware of the fact that they had been, you know, what the timeline of their relationship was? If so, unfortunately, very unfortunately, and this is not to place any blame on you whatsoever, sis, there are consequences for getting into a relationship with somebody that quickly after they have had whatever sneaky link or they have had any kind of interactions with you know, other women. If you didn't know, then unfortunately, again, this is part of the decision-making process. Is this the kind of person that you want to be with in the long term? I think it won't be as cookie cutter as saying, I'm leaving right now, but it may be a staggered leave. It may be a staggered break at the moment and then come back together. But this is definitely one of those situations where it feels like you have to go through a process, unfortunately. I think it can be quite easy to kind of say, I'm leaving tomorrow, but I do think you have to go through a process just to obtain closure, but also to decide where you stand and where everybody else stands. I think there is a bit of accountability to be taken by the mother of the child as well, because I think it's some shady ass to get pregnant by a guy and you've been pregnant for 7 months and not told the dad. And you know what? She may have her own reasons for doing that. She may have been afraid. Obviously, this guy sent her money for a morning after pill, so it was clear that he did not want to have a child with her. And yeah.
I thought the money was like child support money. No, I didn't know.
He did eventually start but initially he was like, after the condom broke, he said no, like morning after pill. Okay. So
it's all clicking.
It's all coming together. So you're dealing with complex people right now. She may have equally felt, you know, fearful, and from that had thought this guy didn't want to be a part of any child's life should something like that come into fruition. And again, we don't really have context of their relationship. That's up to you to actually ask him, how do you feel about this woman? How do you think that the advent of this pregnancy has changed your, you know, thoughts and emotions towards this process? Where are you at? Because as much as it is important for you to ascertain where you're at, you need to know where he is at too. And then decide from what position you actually want to support. It's perfectly okay for you to say, look, I want to take a break from this, but I'd still want to support you throughout this process. It's just that romantically right now, I don't feel quite comfortable, but I'll be here to support as a friend, as somebody that's still close to you, but let's put a pause on this. It's perfectly acceptable for you to say, I want to continue this relationship with you and I want to, you know, figure things out with you. And that might look like a journey and a process that we have to go through. And then equally, you are perfectly within your right to say, look, this is actually a lot for me to take in right now. And I need to take a little bit of space to make whatever decision is necessary. And don't feel guilty if you decide that being a partaker in this situation is actually not for you. That's also okay too. I know that can also make you feel guilty, but if you want to walk away, Sha, no one is going to beat you. At all. No one is going to beat you. You're, you know, young and free and all that kind of stuff.
Not the end of the world.
Exactly. And it sounds like there is a bit of a support system in the fact that, you know, his family is celebrating the arrival of this child. So there's people that are still there to really be a part of that. And it's a shame that this has happened, but sis, it's giving curveball. Take your time with it, process through these emotions and these feelings. But yeah, you are try not to see yourself too much as a victim, because I know that can lead to such resentment towards both him, but also the baby's mother and inadvertently the baby. And how many children have been brought into this world feeling and experiencing the result of resentment that has been misplaced towards them. So yes, sis, guidance. If there's people around you as well, friends, even adults that you can speak to, I think this is worth having a conversation with, because this is a very adult situation that you're in. Boy. Like this is like
grown folk.
This is grown folk, and I'm not trying to infantilize you and say that you're a youngin or whatever, but you are relatively young, and this is a lot of responsibility for all parties involved. So if you can get some kind of extra guidance from folks that are a bit more mature, any folks that are, you know, around that can support you and get some support from your friends, I would very much lean into that. But the underpinning everything, take your time. Solid advice, yeah. Because it just, fam, I read this dilemma, I said,
it's a lot to handle at 24.
What?
Oh my gosh.
My goodness. Anyway, sending lots of love and blessings to everybody involved in the situation, from the baby to the baby's mother to your boyfriends. We really, really do pray that God reigns supreme over this situation, and that you guys navigate it with clarity, wisdom, discernment, and also maturity. And sisters, if you do have any like thoughts on this, if any of you guys have been in a similar situation, you already know. Drop it like it's hot in the comments below. A good sis needs help.
For real.
Help.
For real.
Be a helper. But I guess diving into our conversation, our topic, or whatever. So I think this is actually a good segue. I'm going to start first because you were looking at me like ghosting the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
So guys, for context, there was a babe who did a calling out on social media. So, you know, when people are like, oh, this person is missing, can you help me find them? So she did a calling on like social media, on like TikTok, and it literally caught fire on like Facebook and everywhere because she got married to a guy. Mm-hmm. They were together for like maybe a year or two. Mm-hmm. They had a baby, and then this man left, like just left. She couldn't contact him. She couldn't find him. He just literally disappeared. And she wanted to get in contact with him to get divorced because obviously it's been like X amount of time. You've left me with, I think it's 2 kids that she had. So it was literally on the second child, he just upped and left. And in order for her to move on with certain things in her life, to get a divorce, housing, all that kind of stuff, she needed him to sign the papers. But obviously he's disappeared. So she was like, this is my final resort. Guys, I need help. Do you know this man? Where is he at?
His whereabouts.
One thing about the TikTok police and the TikTok girlies is they will snatch a man up from wherever he is hiding.
Did they find him?
They found him in Texas,
Come on,
baby.
Somebody.
Down, under.
Down there.
Giddy up and all them kind of things there.
I feel like every week we offend a new
honestly and
category
truly,
of the
honestly
world.
and truly. They're just like, we're sick of you.
Literally. Go on.
So yeah, I guess what was really interesting about a lot of the conversations that were being had online was, first of all, isn't that terrifying to be with somebody that you think is desperately in love with you? You've built a family with them and they've just kind of up and left you. And secondly, the fact that you were actually caught just living an alternative life somewhere else in the world, probably in the same country. She's American. He was in Texas. Exactly. And I think for a lot of like women, obviously there's quite a lot of sentiment on social media that is already very much anti-men. Yeah. But this example of somebody who, for all intents and purposes, presented as perfect husband, perfect father, and just decided to up and leave and leave the responsibility on his wife to take care of the kids and rebuild her life. How do we have hope that the same thing won't happen when you find a man and he just decides he wants to go?
I hear it. I don't know. I feel like you have to sometimes have a very measured and objective kind of approach to these things that you see on social media so that you don't internalize everything and then begin to like use that as, this is how my life will play out. This is how all men are. This is like, let's be serious. Let's detach a little bit from the internet. And as much as it is real life, obviously this is this woman's real life and my heart goes out to her because that is hard. Oh my days. But also many African aunties have been going through this. They have got.
You ain't tell a lie. You ain't tell a lie.
Uncle went back to Nigeria. He went back to Ghana, or he escaped to the Western world and forgot everything.
And then he even got married.
About his children.
No, oh my gosh. Courtney. No.
This is not new.
You know why? Because when you said that, examples were popping up in my head.
What? One uncle that's completely forgotten that he has estranged is the word, I think.
No, Courtney.
Yeah.
Nah, Courtney.
But it's also, I feel like, isn't this something you can take to the court? Like, I'm actually estranged from my husband. I don't know where he is. They found him somewhere else. He started a whole new life. Just give me the divorce.
Surely.
He's not going to come back. This is irreconcilable.
Yeah, that
and this man has completely forgotten about us.
Nah.
Surely there is precedent in the legal system to be like, just give her the divorce she wants, or not an annulment, because
I can imagine though that the amount of time that needs to elapse before that's okay, though,
happens.
Might be a
It's
bit
true.
long.
It's true. They better drag that man from wherever he is.
He was in like Texas.
Wow, did you hear that H factor? I really said wherever, and I am British.
British Ghanaian.
But we don't really have H factor like that.
Do you not?
No, it's more Nigerian thing.
Yeah, it's definitely Nigerian. Yeah, we got all the H's.
This man needs to free this woman. If you don't want to be with me anymore, I don't even think she should ask for any like closure, any why did you do this, no explanation.
How can you pack up and
just
leave?
come and sign these papers, or in fact just give me your address, I'll send it to you so you can sign it and send it back to me. Fax, literally I will fax it to you, because it's too much. It's way too much. How can you up and leave? But I think this is reflective of a wider issue around like, this might be a reach because obviously I don't know why his reasons were for leaving. Apart from genuine mental health issues, I feel like if this man is in like, he's completely well and he made a decision to be like, I'm leaving you tomorrow, you and my 2 children, there may be something there around men feeling the pressure of fatherhood and being a husband and having to be this responsible adult of so many things, feeling that pressure, not having the community they need to voice or having any comfort with being vulnerable enough to be honest about the pressure and all of that, to the point where they just give up, right? And I'm not trying to, this man is in the wrong, but I'm just trying to understand, like, was it that this was so hard for you and you couldn't express it, that your initial instinct was, I just need to disappear? Because to me, it doesn't sound like reckless irresponsibility in his track record. You've actually gotten married. You've actually had kids in wedlock, or you've had children with your marriage partner. It's not like the dilemma, we had a one night stand, or maybe we have sex here and there. You have
actively decided.
This is a family unit that you've decided to leave. Why?
I need to find you in rehab though.
This is what I'm saying. So it's either it's mental health, or you're in therapy, or you've absconded.
Do you know what I mean? Because like, I have seen, pure madness. Sorry, because there's actual examples, Courtney. I'm telling you, my brain lit up when you said, "Oh, think of the aunties." I said, "Uncle so and so,
just up and left.
Uncle so and so is here with his new family."
Facts.
I think what sometimes really frustrates me when I hear these kind of stories is it's always disproportionately women that have to stay behind and pick up the pieces because you decided it was too much for you.
Absolutely.
Or, you decided, I just want to live a different type of life.
Unfair.
It would be different if I was watching this series 911 and in within the series or whatever, a very similar thing happened where the character that's played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, she had a baby with one of the firefighters, Chimney, and she left for 6 months, but she left because she was undergoing a lot of like mental health issues, etc. She had hormonal imbalances, like she was experiencing postpartum depression, and she actually, trigger warning, tried to commit suicide. And then after that, she decided, I'm not coming back. I'm going to check myself into a rehab center. You guys are going to be pissed at me to be having been gone for 6 months to a year, but it's better that I do this. Yeah. And I'm like, if you had did that, do
or
that.
At least communicated.
Exactly. And it's this desire to just abscond without any intention to, restore. You're not coming back. It's not like I'm going to go away for a bit and at least like work on myself or do something. It's the just complete, I'm just absent. Yeah. Absentia. And I'm living a different life. Yeah. I'm a chef somewhere in Texas.
And no one knows you have a family. And I think with that though, it's like, even if you are going to do that, just communicate. And it's still bad to just be like, oh, I'm just going to up and go and leave you. But at least I can put certain things in place. Do you know what I mean? At least make sure that there is some kind of security for us while you're gone, especially like financial, emotional, communal. Do I have access to your family? You might be gone, but do your family know they have nieces, nephews, grandchildren, whatever, who are on this side, who don't have their father present at the moment? If you just put these things in place, okay, go off and it'll be horrible, but at least you're not catching me off guard. And I think that's the part that's so grievous as well. It's like now a woman is left to pick up the pieces and she herself is only getting her head around, where the hell is my husband? He's literally just fled. That's really bad.
Man, fled is literally the correct way to describe it.
Just one day I went to sleep, I woke up, you weren't there. Next thing I found out, a year later, you're in Texas. Shout out to her for still having her right mind.
And also, shout out to the TikTok sleuths. You guys never fail. Not a day.
This is why I love that. Community power.
They said they'll find you.
Community power, 1,000%. Nah. But it's just, I just think it's really, you know what? Shout out to you, sis, for not ending up on the news. Because so many things could have happened wrong.
I'm telling you, I would have sold that story to People magazine. I would have been out here making my coin.
100%. But also, I mean, like, just not losing her mind.
100%.
Like,
this was her last resort. It wasn't even like, quam, where's that man?
Yeah.
She said, let me get on with it, give him the benefit of the doubt.
But that's the thing, like, getting on with it, it takes so much mental fortitude to be like, I'm just going to get on with it. I need to raise my kid. Obviously, it's a need. You need to. It's necessary. But, like, to have that strength,
insane.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Because I'm sure there's been many nights of crying and, like, wilding out and stuff. But, like, genuinely, this is what happens. This is how people end up on, is that show called Women That Kill? Or something like that. There's actually a show.
Do you know what's funny? I thought you were gonna say something like Trisha Goddard.
No,
Ricky
not a
Lake,
talk show. That's what I mean. Not ending up on the news as a criminal.
BBC by Panorama.
Yeah, there we go. Panorama or like Watchdog or something where it's like we're appealing to find this woman.
Do you know how funny that is?
No, because she could have done anything. Not only to that man, but also to those kids. Like, we don't want to think like that dark and twisted. But genuinely, like the same way he one day made up his mind unprovoked to just leave.
Out of nowhere.
She's actually been provoked.
Oh, she's been provoked. She's being provoked. No, you're actually
like,
so
it's
right.
even them strengths of aunties to like, your husband has actually absconded. Like, he's fled. He is estranged.
Mad.
What's the other word? Not just MIA, but like, you know, in military terms where it's like, where the hell are you? I'm trying to be serious.
We need to find the term for it because I was thinking lost in combat. Like,
yeah, something like, no, but that's death, isn't it? That's when they actually die.
But
But like,
this
you're
is
just
also when
MIA.
they fought.
Yep, there we go. You're just MIA, and then you just picked up the pieces. You got an extra job. You went back to school. You took care of your kids. You were actually a single mother, and you're also contending with the fact that the man who said he loved me abandoned me. Wild. Like, I know we always talk about how our mums used to act up and stuff, but a lot of aunties and the aunties this, aunties that, but like a lot of them went through a lot.
Crazy. But then I wonder, how is it that you guys are all doing up, when will you marry? The examples that we have seen thus far, my dearest.
Or at least teach your son something better.
Auntie, your husband has been missing for the past 10 years.
Wild.
And you're looking for mine? Y'all gotta find yours.
You know what's even worse? The men that people still know them. You're like, for example, not my father. I know where my father is.
Yeah.
Like, if my father had abandoned our family, but then there's a random uncle somewhere that was like, and I saw Charlie Mason made a video like this. My father and we don't get on. For example, a man doesn't get on with his family. And then you're coming up to that child and being like, why don't you talk to your dad? Firstly, you know where my dad is, and you haven't even rebuked him for abandoning his family. But you're asking me, why don't I talk to my dad? I don't know where he is.
Is it insanity?
So stuff like that. It's like, imagine also now people even knowing, this is obviously nothing to do with the TikTok, but like people knowing where your dad is and that he has
abandoned you. And it's me that should reach out to him.
But also not pushing him to get back with anyway. I just find it very complex.
And also, what have you done to support me beyond telling me to go and speak to my alleged estranged father? What have you done to support me knowing that this man has absconded from his responsibilities?
It needs to be studied. It needs to be studied.
Some of you guys need to be pulled up left, right and center because that's insanity.
Legit. It needs to be studied because I'm very sure this gave a lot of our mums and our aunties just mental health issues
110%.
that just completely undiagnosed. They just had to press on. On top of it, they're probably contending with other societal factors, social pressures, you know, poverty, being an immigrant. And where's your husband?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But anyway, sis, our heart goes out to you.
Honestly.
Our heart goes out to you. I hope they continue to pester that man. I hope wherever he works, they shout.
Stress
in
that
his
man.
workplace.
Stress that man until he takes care of his family.
Facts.
Stand on that man's head.
The courts need to do their work.
Stand on that man's head. Yeah.
Wild. This is why people need to stop being dragged by their ear on 110%.
The street. You know, back in the day, in medieval time, when they used to, by the collar, just
pull you back to your household.
We need to bring that. We'll go with the pitchforks thing.
That's what I'm saying. We need to people. You said he works as a chef.
Yeah.
People need to go to the restaurant and just start screaming. Like just start shouting like mad people.
Go and order food. And then do you like Jesus?
Or start flipping tables, or be like, "Oh, hi waiter, can you please give this note to the chef?" Go back to your kids. Go back to your children. Now, some may call it harassment.
Yeah,
I call it jungle justice.
No, that man will not rest, man.
Exactly.
This is why you actually need community.
Facts.
Nah, man. You actually need community. The community that we've seen from some of our forefathers, they're not even gingering the people that have done bad.
Yeah.
We need to bring back girlfriend justice. When
Facts.
a man does bad to his family or his girl, the girl's girlfriends round up. Let's go stand outside that man's place of work and residence.
That man cannot know peace.
He will not know rest. Go and do the right thing.
Right your wrongs. Go and right your wrongs. Chai.
That is insane.
What a
Ghosting.
mess.
Insane.
What a mess.
Anyways, that's probably why. Listen, maybe it's the pressure of painting their spouse.
Oh,
Maybe
guys.
it's that.
So that brings us great segue. Well done. This trend on TikTok and like other social media platforms of like having a nice date night where you and your partner have to paint each other on canvas. And the women, you know, they're not Picassos, let's be serious. Some of them are though. I've seen some people with great artistic ability.
Some of them.
They'll turn their painting and, you know, they really tried to paint their boyfriend. You can see the resemblance. The shirt is the same color. Their hair is the same, that kind of
Even
thing.
the skin color, everything is
they
actually
look like a
matching.
human being, you know? Why did the men, the majority of the ones that have gone viral anyway, the men turned theirs around? Their partners look like monsters. Like monsters that you'll actually see in a children's book.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Why are men?
Sally, is this you?
Why are men painting their partners as if they are creatures under the bed? I even saw one, her skin was green. Is this interpretive? And so the overall commentary has been, that man hates you.
Yeah, no, men hate. Because this is what you see when you look at me. Like, you didn't try.
But why? Why? What?
Coming like a Marvel villain. You've actually painted me
You
as
look like a
Marvel
blob. Like, oh my God, you know what they look like? They could be villains on Doctor Who.
Stop.
Now, those are the most creative kinds of villains.
Those things.
They could actually be... There's a hair in my mouth. Sorry.
Those things are ugly. Nah. Also, Doctor Who was such
a good show.
Oh.
Such a good... I think they're still producing it
They
now.
are, but it's not as good.
Yeah, not since David Tennant
Please.
and Matt Smith.
Please.
Sorry, what's his name? Peter Capaldi?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're great too. You're a great actor.
Sorry.
But you don't give me Doctor Who.
My doctor will always be David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Bring him back ASAP.
That era was unmatched.
What?
Even when Billy Piper was in it, I can't remember the guy's name who actually played Doctor Who, but such an amazing
Christopher Eccleston.
There we go. Such an amazing
Fantastic.
period.
Fantastic.
Such an
I was
and,
there.
And the villains and the stories.
I was there 8:00.
You know what? Bring back
BBC.
TV when TV was grainy.
Waterloo Road,
Yeah.
EastEnders,
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Yeah. Shows, programs, if you will.
Back when we actually paid our TV licensing and received what we deserved.
Well, we were children.
Back when our parents paid TV licensing and we received what we deserved.
Do you remember when we used to watch things like Children in Need? I would actually sit and watch it for like 3 hours of
Red
TV.
Nose Day?
Exactly. That was when we were a society.
We were a community.
We were a community.
We were a community.
You would go to school, you would pay £1 for your red nose, they would give it to charity, allegedly, and then you would go home on a Friday night and you'd watch Children in Need, and then you'd watch Peter Andre perform for you. And it was all cheerful. Jonathan Ross would be on the TV.
We were
Alicia Keys. Alicia
Dixon. Yeah.
You know, when there was TV.
X Factor.
Before Simon Cowell changed his face. Sorry, I had to. You know.
My goodness.
That
Celebrity
was
Big Brother.
television.
Like,
I never really got into that.
Really?
You know what it is? I found it boring.
You know what? I found it so funny just because it was so British. Like the passive aggression in the interactions. It wasn't like these American reality TV shows that we see.
True.
This was British. I don't like
Prime
you.
comedy. That's
Prime.
literally say it to your face.
It's like, I didn't like that. When she did that, she took my fork and I just felt really like undermined. It's like, Tracy, can we have a chat? Can we have a word? I missed that. Where have we gone wrong?
When there was BBC Three. What is going
Even
on
E4,
in the world?
Misfits, bring back Misfits.
E4.
You be watching all sorts of
What
nonsense.
is even on TV now?
Child. We were a community. We were a society.
When we were a society. There was so much unison between social institutions. Because how can I go to school and participate in something and then come home and also continue that participation?
Wow. They had...
That is a holistic society.
There you go. Institutions unlocked.
There we go.
They were wrong.
Absolutely.
They were racist.
Because
they still are.
Where did the children that need money go? Where is it? Why are the children in Africa supposedly still hungry?
Fam.
All this money we've been given, where is it? Oxfam. Where is it? Actually, I know we've worked with you before, love you guys to pieces, but where's the money?
No, how problematic.
We want reports.
You're actually so problematic. It's like, I sponsored a child in Africa today. What?
You know what? They shout out to Compassion.